You know, you hear it all the time, that getting rich is all about luck, or being some kind of genius, or just being born into the right family. But what if that's not really the whole story? What if there's a simple, repeatable path that pretty much anyone can follow? Well, today, we're going to uncover that exact path through one very realistic story.
So let's just ask the real question, right? Forget about winning the lottery, forget about inventing the next big thing in Silicon Valley. How does an ordinary person, someone like you, someone like me, with a regular job, actually build real wealth from the ground up? Is there, like, a map?
And the crazy thing is, the answer is yeah, there is. The secret isn't really a secret at all. It's a system. And it's not based on luck, it's based on a really fundamental understanding of how to put your money to work for you. It's like building this quiet engine that just gets more and more powerful with every single year that goes by.
Okay, so to make this feel real, let's follow the journey of a guy we'll call Alex. Now, Alex's background is probably pretty familiar to a lot of us. His parents worked hard, but, money was always a source of stress. He gets through school, lands a decent job, starts at about $55,000 a year. No inheritance, no special connections. Just a regular person right there at the starting line. But then, pretty early on in his career, Alex stumbles upon a single idea. And this idea, it's so simple that most people just completely overlook it. But it's so powerful that it becomes the foundation for absolutely everything that follows. He learns the difference between an asset and a liability.
And look, it's actually this simple. An asset puts money into your pocket. A liability takes money out of your pocket. That's it. I mean, it sounds almost too obvious, right? But here's the catch. Most of our society is literally built to encourage us to buy liabilities, things that look impressive but are actually just constantly draining our financial energy.
So just to be crystal clear, an asset is something you own that actively makes money for you, even when you're sleeping. Think of things like a rental property that pays you rent every month, or stocks that pay you dividends, or maybe a small business that runs and spits out a profit.
You know, this is the question that pretty much all of us are programmed to ask. We get a pay raise, and the first thing we think is, awesome, now I can afford a nicer car, or I can finally buy that new phone. It's a consumer mindset. It's all about spending. But Alex, now that he has this new way of thinking, he completely flips that question on its head. He stops asking what he can afford to buy, and he starts asking, what assets can I afford to build? And that one tiny shift in language, that changes everything. It's the exact moment he goes from being just a consumer to becoming an owner. So what does this actually look like in practice? Well, he gets to work. For 3 years, he saves like his life depends on it. Not for a vacation, not for a car, but for his very first asset. He scrapes together $30,000 and he uses it for a down payment on a small, simple rental property. It's methodical, it's definitely not glamorous. And this is the result. After the tenant's rent pays the mortgage and all the other expenses, Alex has an extra $250 in his pocket every single month. Now I know, that doesn't sound like a fortune, but something really profound just happened. For the first time in his life, his money is now working for him.
And this, right here, is where the magic really begins. Because once you own an asset, you unleash the most powerful force in all of finance, and that's time. Alex just keeps on working his regular day job, but now he has this quiet little wealth engine just humming along in the background 24/7. So check this out. Let's just look at what happens over 5 years. The property's value goes up a bit, the rent you can charge slowly creeps up with inflation, and all the while his tenant is paying down his mortgage for him. You see how his wealth is now growing from all these different directions almost automatically? That is the true power of owning a productive asset.
Of course, Alex doesn't just stop there. He uses that experience and that extra cash flow, and he buys another rental, and then another. He also starts putting money into simple, low-cost index funds in the stock market. So now, you see, he's building these different streams of asset growth all at the same time. Okay, let's fast forward a bit, say 15 years down the road. What started as just $250 a month has grown into thousands. And then he hits it. He reaches this incredible milestone. The income from his portfolio of assets, his properties, his stocks, is now enough to cover his entire cost of living. See, this is what being rich is really all about. It's not about the mansions or the Lamborghinis. It's about achieving financial independence. It is the freedom to work because you want to, not because you have to. The freedom to control your own time. That is the real prize. So, when you boil it all down, Alex's story reveals this really clear system, and it's so simple. Step 1, own assets. Step 2, give those assets time to grow and compound. And Step 3, reinvest the income they generate to buy even more assets. That's it. That's the loop.
In the end, everything, literally everything, hinges on that one little mental shift that Alex made all those years ago. It's the one idea that truly changes the entire game. So the question I'll leave you with is this. Tomorrow, when you think about your money, are you going to ask what you can buy, or are you going to ask what assets you can build? Because over a lifetime, your answer to that one single question is what will define your financial destiny.